I got a million ways to get it. Choose one. Hey, bring it back. Now double your money and make it stack. On to the next one. 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 Everybody, freeze. Somebody bring me back the money, please.
This is 2K Sports, broadcasting from Houston, Texas, as the Rockets take it to the hardwood. And here's a look at our starting lineups, sponsored by State Farm. And guys, taking a look at Paul George, what will we see from him?
Well, he's an exciting young player. Almost 6'10", great athleticism, length, dynamic finisher at the rim, and he can guard multiple positions defensively.
And you know what, Steve? His growth deep.
George against Muhammad. That three off the mark.
It's clear they had one thing on their mind when they came out of the gates. Oh, get it! Oh, watch out now. 3, 2, 1, blast off. He's got into orbit for that jam.
All right, off that comment, maybe we should call that the satellite slam.
I like it.
I
like
right.
that.
Okay. I don't. That's way too much, Kevin. Settle down.
Yeah.
Special thanks to Sprite for that sweet replay.
Well, I don't know how many of you knew this, but George Hill is playing for his hometown Pacers. Hill is an Indianapolis native, played college ball just a few miles away from where he plays now.
He has a built-in following.
Yep.
Granger outside. No good. And Houston the other way now. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with San Antonio.
And the cold night they had from the field was really what lost them that game, guys.
Yeah, but there were some things they could have done to improve their percentage that they did not do, Steve. For example, better screens, better ball movement, crisper passes. I needed to see more of that.
And Clark, when the Pacers traded to get Hill from San Antonio, I'm sure that hometown connection, like I was just saying, played a role.
Yes, it did.
Well, Steve, I think that makes it a little more comfortable when you go to a new team.
Yeah, I think so. And also the Pacers were looking for players who could connect with the fans in their community. So George Hill already had that connection. So really a nice fit. And I think that's a trade that worked out well for both teams. Kawhi Leonard going to the Spurs and Hill with the Pacers.
4 seconds left. Hansbrough misses.
And it is very dangerous to leave him open like that. Lucky break for the defense that he missed it.
Harden kicks to Muhammad. The three. Shot is off. That domination in the first quarter, it's been pretty lopsided. Your Rockets.
We get closer and closer to the playoffs. Greg Monroe and the...
Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback. Let's quickly break down the game we've seen from the Pacers so far, guys.
And I like what they've done offensively, really attacking the rim, getting a lot of points in the paint.
And guys, they've been the aggressor early. I mean, attacking the hoop and getting into the paint, that can make the game really easy for you.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. On the court for Indiana, Weston Hibbert up front. Orlando Johnson is out there with DJ Augustin, and it's Green in at the three. Let's check out what Doris Burke has for us.
Hey guys, the captain in their last game against the Spurs put forth a nice effort. He finished with 28 points, and that scoring outburst set a new season high for him in what was a great exhibition on his part. This game might have acted as a coming-out party for him in the NBA. A truly dominating performance. Let's see, Kevin.
Thank you, Doris. Great job. I think we might be seeing here, Clark, another great game from him tonight.
We may very well see that, Kevin. I know he was pleased with his performance last time out, and he seems to be in great form right now, too.
Yeah, playing with a ton of confidence, Clark, and you can see he's just in a groove now, and I think it'll carry forward into tonight. We'll see.
Anderson passes to Muhammad. Augustine with the steal. Here's West. A huge slam. The perfect end of the fast break.
Really attacked him effectively in transition.
I've liked the way they pushed the ball all game.
Catching up in the change. It's an entirely new group in now for Indiana.
Somebody bring me back the money, please.
Here's Hill. Takes the lead pass. Hansbrough. Good. The assist goes to Hill. Hill's got 5 assists in the game. Rockets trailed by 18.
You know, George Hill almost has the perfect basketball body. He's long, lean, a nice two-way player, 6'2", a combo guard, more scorer than playmaker. But what I really like about him is he can defend either guard spot, and on occasion can defend small forwards too.
I think Greg Popovich liked that about him in San Antonio. Kicks it to Hansbrough. Flushes it down.
Just pouring it on and adding to this big lead.
Steve, they're playing outstanding basketball, and they've been doing it all game at both ends.
And for the Rockets, they're shooting 23% from the field. That's not going to get it done. Will it go? That drops. Clark, speaking of George Hill, you mentioned his ability to guard shooting guards. His 6'9" arm span of his doesn't hurt. Steve, he takes up a lot of area.
Yeah, great athleticism. Kevin, a guy who can knock down the three-point shot, but also defend multiple positions. And, you know, playing for Greg Popovich his first 3 years in the league with the Spurs, he obviously learned an awful lot at the defensive end of the floor.
That is good.
Excellent job carving out space under the glass to make that putback possible.
And Muhammad kicks to Jones. He passes to Muhammad. Pass it to Harden. Pocket 6. Here's the 3. That's good. Harden's got his 3rd bucket of the night. Closing in on 4 minutes played here in the second quarter.
You know, the Pacers as a franchise had a slow start when they joined the NBA in the mid-'70s, but from the 90s until today, Kevin, they've been a pretty consistent presence in the playoffs.
Rockets trailed by 19. Now Muhammad. He's coming off a 28-point game against San Antonio. The feed now to Stevenson. Blocking foul. And the defense didn't have position. They whistle a blocking foul, and he'll go to the line.
But I think they've lost their aggressiveness a little bit. They're not getting fouled and going to the line.
Well, you know, that's an excellent point you make there, Steve, but we got to be careful now.
And through one half, it hasn't even been close.
And now, brought to you by Springs.
43. Welcome, folks. Damon here, and we've got a blowout underway in Houston. The Pacers have been all over the court. They've gotten a tremendous boost from their reserves, going to them early in the game for production. On the other side, the Rockets haven't been terrific. Going up against a superior team, they haven't been up to the task. Not a great game for the captain so far. Right now, I'm not sure if he could hit water if he fell out of a cliche. He's shooting under 20%. And that's all we got for you here in the studio. Time to send you back out to Kevin, Steve, Clark, and Doris for the start of the second half.
Allow me to reintroduce myself.
And as we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of this. Into the third we go. 2 minutes in now. Augustine dishes to Granger. Hansbrough setting the pick for Granger. Dishes to Hansbrough. Over Robinson. Second shot opportunity. The shot by Mahimi, no good. Muhammad against Granger. And the basket by Muhammad. Pacers leading by 23.
Well, you look at Frank Vogel of the Pacers, young guy, a lot of energy, and really emphasizes toughness and kind of a smash-mouth style that his team has really embraced.
The dish to Granger. The 9-foot shot. Rockets with the rebound. Allen's got his 3rd rebound tonight. Up next for him, the Grizzlies at the FedEx Forum. That'll be just one game played away from home for them.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing how that Memphis game turns out.
You talk about that tough style that Coach Vogel has emphasized. The Pacers have the size and, you know what, Steve, the physicality inside to really deliver on that style of play.
Yeah, they've got a swagger about them, and obviously some talent too with guys like Hibbert and David West. So I like the way Vogel has really sort of rubbed off on this team. His personality has become their personality, and they've become one of the better defensive clubs in the league.
And Augustine kicks to Hansbrough. Can't get it to go. And the Rockets take it the other way and playing the Pacers here for the second time.
And I'll bet they're still not sure how they lost that game, guys, or at least that it wasn't a little closer anyway, because they got some good performances out of a few guys.
Yeah, you know what? That's one of those games where you just have to tip your hat to your opponent. Give him credit. Give them credit. They played a terrific game.
Down low, and George with the stuff.
Flawless alley-oop that time. That's some real stylish basketball there.
Almost looks like a play they've been rehearsing for a while.
Well, that's the beauty of the alley-oop. It appears that way, but really it's just timing and sort of an innate sense of awareness between two teammates.
Muhammad, no good. The Pacers have gone 8 of 13 on shot attempts to begin the second half. Augustine passes to Mahimi. Goes up strong with one hand and flushes it down.
All business there, not messing around one bit. Flushed it right with one hand.
He never does, Clark. He never does.
Well, that's kind of his trademark, those slams like that one.
Harden dishes to Muhammad. There's a whistle. It goes on Tyler Hansbrough. That is his first foul of the game. Houston. Pacers shooting 64%. Beautiful all-around play by this offense. And so in the game for the Pacers. The front line, Danny Granger, David West, and Roy Hibbert. George Hill out there with Green. Here's Granger. And there are the Pacers with another bucket.
I tell you what, he can be an offensive force when he's on top of his game, guys. And he usually is on top of his game.
Here's Muhammad. Cans a 12-footer.
He is so good at working himself into the open spots on the floor inside that three-point line.
Here's Hill. He dishes it to Hibbert. With the lead pass. Outside, Green. Beyond the arc. Count that one.
You cannot back that far off of a guy. I mean, I don't care who he is. These guys are pros. They all can shoot. D up.
Here's Muhammad. No good. Indiana's gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc so far tonight.
Wow, what a play.
Dunked hard with one hand.
You know, that's something he's capable of every trip down.
And it's just impossible to get tired of.
Yeah, there's always this excitement, this aura that surrounds him, guys, and the crowd senses it.
The Sprite replay really gave you a good look at the action. And Danny Granger gets the whistle that time. And that'll be his third foul so far.
You know, you hear all this talk about up years and down years in the NBA drafts, but you never really know. I mean, the 2011 class was supposed to be down, but it produced quite a few impact stars. To name one, Kyrie Irving, who should be an all-star for many years to come.
The Pacers making a change here. Mahimi's checked in for Hibbert. Hansbrough comes in for David West. And Stevenson's checked in for Danny Granger. And DJ Augustine subbed in for George Hill. Augustine against Muhammad. And Augustine kicks to Green. Backs down. Here's Hansbrough. And Jones pulls it down. And, you know, Steve, we've talked about the amount of time that needs to pass before you can really see a draft class, how you want to rank it, if it was successful or not. You just never know.
Yeah, you know, Kevin, it's funny. You see people write these draft grades the next day after the draft happens. How can you grade something when you haven't even seen players play? But it really does take a couple of years to figure out, you know, who's good, who's a bust, all that kind of stuff. Players need to prove it out on the court, and they need time to develop.
A humongous lead for them here. I mean, they've really done a good job of controlling the flow of the game.
Yeah, I think it's the rebounding they have to thank for that, Clark, because it's really set the tone in this contest.
You know, Kevin, they were a step late on their defensive rotation, and that helped them get right to the rim.
And the basket by Muhammad.
Well, another uncontested three there. They've got to make some kind of an adjustment. I mean, they're giving up way too many open threes.
Well, the last 5 hoops, 3 have come off wide open three-pointers, Clark. So it's one thing to give up one, but you start giving three-pointers up in bunches, you're in big trouble.
Gets it to go.
Gerald
Green's got 10 points in just the second half.
Yeah, this is a done deal here. They've pretty much finished this team off.
Yep, we can put this one in the books. Too much to overcome now.
Here's Muhammad. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. The Pacers have gone 5 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. Strong work at that end of the floor. Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. Montiunas passes to Anderson. He feeds it to Muhammad. Over Green. It's rebounded by Indiana. There's 1:17 left to play in the final quarter.
That's the kind of defense required when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were right in his face.
Anderson dishes to Muhammad. Honeycutt. And some nice passing there by Houston. But 3. Another miss by Houston.
Misfires again, and the ball just refuses to cooperate with him. It's a tough day so far.
And Augustine kicks to Stevenson. Green lets the 3 fly. He kicks it to Augustine. Hansbrough, the pass to Stevenson. Feeds it to Augustine. And there's the pass to Mahimi. The shot will not go. Rockets have gotten only 3 of their 9 field goal attempts to go down since the end of the third. Pretty cold down the stretch. Another miss by Houston. About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. Outside, Green. Kicks to Stevenson. Pass to Augustine. Passes it to Green. Shot from 12. And Hansbrough kicks to Stevenson. So no problem for Indiana as they get the win.
Your Rockets 48. The Pacers 78.
Tonight's game was another laugher. With the team showing almost no life out there once again, why would we expect anything different going into the next game?
Let me tell you something. This isn't the team I work hard with every day, getting ready to go to battle each time we step on the court. We're a much stronger unit than we showed out there tonight. And that's on us to figure out what went wrong. I expect a completely different result next time out there for the simple fact that I know we have it in us.